Today's news highlights. Date March 12, 2025. News highlights on the 11th, Zhou Rongta, the premier, put forward three major issues for the reconsideration of the general budget, including the deletion of 63.6 billion yuan in violation of the separation of powers, and the frozen amount of more than 130 billion yuan, which affected the operation of the organs, and the conditions for unfreezing were strict. The significant reduction in national defense and policy advocacy expenses may affect the country's development. The deletion of the 100 billion yuan allocated by the state treasury to supplement Taiwan power may lead to an increase in electricity prices. The Kuomintang caucus criticized the government's erroneous energy policy, which led to higher electricity prices and increased financial burdens. Zhou Rongta stressed that if the reconsideration is not passed, constitutional remedies will be sought to safeguard national construction and people's livelihood rights and interests. News highlights. Zhao Leji, chairman of the National People's Congress of the Communist Party of China, was absent from the closing session of the National People's Congress on March 11, and was presided over by Vice Chairman Li Hongzhong, who officially said that he was on leave due to a respiratory infection. Zhao Leji has not appeared in public since March 8, causing speculation. Some observers believe that this incident may involve the CCP's internal fighting, and some analysts believe that it is related to the recent epidemic. Zhao's absence broke the CCP's practice of keeping high-level health secrets, similar to the situation in 2007 when Huang Zhu died of illness after being absent from the two sessions, and the subsequent development has attracted much attention. News highlights. After Lu Jinya, a mainland spouse who runs a YouTube channel Yaya in Taiwan, advocating the CCP's military reunification and United Front speech, was reported, Taiwan's Immigration Bureau interviewed her on March 11 and decided to revoke her residence permit for dependent relatives, repatriate her at a later date, and not apply for dependent residence for 5 years. The Immigration Department stressed that it may be illegal to make inappropriate remarks, and condemned any behavior that undermines Taiwan's democracy in order to safeguard national security and social stability. News highlights. U.S. stocks fell sharply on the 10th, but analysts pointed out that corporate buybacks of treasury stocks may support the stock market. Citi analysts estimate that the size of U.S. corporate treasury stocks will reach $1 trillion this year, an increase of 11% from last year. If the S&P 500 falls to 5,500, companies may increase their buybacks. Apple, Alphabet, Nvidia, Wells Fargo, and Visa were among the largest buybacks last year with a total of $190 billion. News highlights. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang will be the inaugural keynote speaker at Computex Taipei on May 19, sharing the latest advances in AI and accelerated computing technology. Recently, the stock price of the AI group has fluctuated, and the market expects him to bring new application breakthroughs and boost confidence. This year's Computex featured AI Next and attracted 1,400 exhibitors. Huang ignited the AI craze as the opening speaker last year, and this year's reappearance is bound to be in the spotlight. News highlights. Asus, 2,357, recognized 5.351 billion yuan of bad debts last quarter due to the delay in payment by India's Yada Group, resulting in a Q4 profit decline of 87% and a net profit per share of 2.2 yuan. However, the net profit after tax for the full year of 2024 will reach 31.394 billion yuan, an annual increase of 97%. And the net profit per share will be 42.3 yuan. The board of directors approved a cash dividend of $34 per share, representing a yield of approximately 5.2%. Emphasizing that this is a special case, Asus actively contacted customers and optimistically expected to recover the money, and maintained growth momentum throughout the year. News highlights. Tesla's stock price has plummeted 52% from its high in December last year, and fell 15.4% on the 10th, the largest drop in 5 years. Musk admitted that business is facing great difficulties. Tesla's sales in Europe and mainland China are sluggish, and UBS has lowered its sales forecast for this year. Taiwan's supply chain concept stocks suffered at the same time. BizUnion fell more than 7%, and fell 4%. Yishan, Lianjia, Quanta, and Huafu are all weak. Legal persons are worried that Tesla's operation may worsen, and the future of related suppliers is worried. News highlights. Chen Jiaxian helped the Chinese Taipei team win the top 12 championship last year, and this year he won a ticket to the Classic for Taiwan, and his popularity soared, and he won a 160 million yuan contract for the Unified Lion of the Middle Vocational League. However, the former head of the brokerage company ULE was involved in a scandal involving unclear accounts, and Chen Jiaxian announced his departure from ULE. In recent years, the salaries of mid-career players have skyrocketed, and the brokerage company plays a key role in the negotiation, and the brokerage fee can reach 20%. At present, the number of Taiwanese agencies has increased, and most of the player contracts are in control. News highlights. 48-year-old Malaysian actor Lee Ming-chung played the role of the cunning film and television boss Liang Chen-han in the Netflix series after the death of an entertainment female reporter, involving the role of sexually assaulting actress. On the 4th, Lee Ming-chung chatted with friends outside the MRT Jianese Road station, wearing a casual black hat, tee, sneakers, sunglasses, and holding coffee and e-cigarettes. He listened to his friend's conversation without saying a word, and then left with his friend in a taxi. Li Mingzhong won the Best Actor award at the Rome Asian Film Festival in Italy, and married his girlfriend Jess last year. News highlights Huang Zijiao was sentenced for possessing indecent films of minors, and now it is rumored that he intends to make a comeback, causing controversy. Hosts Su Nailan and Zheng Qiuchen supported his comeback, saying that there are mistakes in life and that they should be given opportunities, which triggered a backlash from public opinion. Film critic Wang Huang believes that there are forces behind the entertainment industry to promote Huang Zijiao's comeback, and questioned whether he would still support it if the victim was Su Nailan's grandson. He believes that Huang Zijiao has not pleaded guilty and has not served his sentence, and if he returns to the entertainment industry, it will make people feel extremely disgusted. News highlights Xie Zinying posted a photo of wearing a diamond ring on IG restrictions, with her hand behind a mysterious man wearing Wang Beijia's Love brand clothes, suspected of revealing the news of reuniting and preparing to get married. The agent responded that it was a brand collaboration, but did not explicitly deny the compound. Xie Zinying and Wang Beijia have been open to the public since they confessed their love in 2021, and after the breakup broke last year, Wang Beijia's community showed that they never forgot Xie Zinying, and the probability of reuniting is not small. After Xie Zinying deleted the restriction, the agent's response added to the mystery. Wang Beijia also posted on IG and did not respond to this incident. News highlights Huang Zijiao was found to be a senior member of the Candid Photography Forum Creative Private on suspicion of possessing underage sexual images, and after the incident was exposed, his wife Meng Zhengru apologized for him, and became the target of netizens for the warm outing of a family of 3. Insiders such as Zhang Yongzhang posted on Facebook that although Huang Zijiao should be held legally responsible, Meng Zhengru and the child were innocent, emphasizing that they should not be implicated in Huang Zijiao's mistakes. A number of insiders also expressed their support, calling on netizens to have empathy for innocent family members. News highlights Zhang Zuping recently bid farewell to Sanli's 8 o'clock file wish due to vacation, but was photographed by a weekly magazine partying with a man and going home for the night together, suspected of having a new relationship. Zhang Zuping has rich emotional experience in the past, has been in contact with many handsome guys, and once said that he is not married or born, and intends to learn acting experience from every relationship. Although the interaction with her new love this time is intimate, she has not yet responded to whether she really has a new relationship. News highlights the U.S.-Canada trade war escalated. Canada imposed tariffs on some U.S. goods and energy in retaliation for Trump's 25% tariffs. Trump counterattacked by raising tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum to 50%, and threatened to impose tariffs on automobiles if the tariffs on dairy products were not lifted. The Canadian province of Ontario imposed a surcharge on electricity exported to the United States, but it was eventually suspended. Trump's tough demands for improved trade relations and even hinted that Canada would remove all tariffs if it became the 51st state of the United States, straining relations between the two countries. News highlights Taiwan has had 14 consecutive months of negative population growth, and it is expected that the number of deaths will be twice as high as the number of births by 2031, entering a multi-death society. With the advent of an aging society, funeral facilities are insufficient, and some funeral hotels or funeral parlors have emerged, but most of these facilities are in violation of regulations, and the government needs to formulate countermeasures to solve the problem. In addition, the number of elderly people living alone in Taiwan is also increasing, bringing about lonely deaths and social problems. News highlights American fast fashion brand Forever 21 is rumored to be facing a second bankruptcy and is expected to file for bankruptcy and carry out asset sales or liquidate stores. The company went bankrupt and restructured in 2019 and continued to decline due to fierce competition, especially from e-commerce brands Shein and Temu. Recently, Forever 21's New York headquarters decided to lay off 360 employees, and a number of senior executives, including the chief financial officer, will also leave. It is reported that at least 200 stores in the United States will be affected and may be closed. News highlights Liu Pei internet celebrity Yao was reported by the Immigration Bureau for posting remarks on military reunification in an online video, and was found to have violated the regulations on cross-strait people's relations, and decided to revoke her dependent's residence permit and prohibit her from applying for residence again within 5 years. Interior Minister Liu Shifang stressed that freedom of speech is not an excuse to support military reunification or to violate Taiwan, and illegal speech will be strictly dealt with in accordance with the law. Regarding the proposal to shorten the number of mainland spouses to obtain identity cards, Liu Shifang said that it will be handled prudently according to the actual situation. News highlights today, 12th, it will be mostly cloudy to sunny in various places during the day, and the weather will begin to be unstable with the approach of the front at night, with brief showers or thunderstorms in the north and the north coast of Keelung. From tomorrow, 13th, the temperature will drop slightly under the influence of the front, and there will be thunder showers. The temperature will drop significantly over the weekend, so please adjust your outfit appropriately. There will be 2 phases of cooling in the coming week, and from Sunday, 16th, the cold air mass will move south, and the temperature will drop sharply, and the high temperature in the north will drop to 14-16 degrees, and other areas will also drop to lower temperatures. News highlights the controversy between Kim So-hyun and Kim Se-ron sparked heated discussions, and the Hengzi Research Institute broke the news that the two had been dating for 6 years and accused Kim So-hyun of being responsible for Kim Se-ron's death. Kim Se-ron owes 700 million won in debt due to a drunk driving accident and has not been able to get help from Kim So-hyun. Kim So-hyun's agency has denied the romance and will take legal action, and there are still differing opinions on the internet about the truth and moral controversy of the matter. News highlights after Hwang Zijiao was involved in the Me Too turmoil, he was sentenced to 8 months in prison and caused controversy for possession of underage images. At the end of last year, Su Nailin and Zheng Qiuchen publicly supported it, believing that everyone should have a chance to start over. This remark triggered a strong reaction from netizens, criticizing that Hwang Zijiao should not be allowed to return to the entertainment industry, thinking that he is not worthy of appearing in front of the fluorescent screen again. Su Nailin closed the message after facing criticism, and stressed that Hwang Zijiao should be given a way out and that he has a family to take care of. News highlights there are about 2.4 million people with chronic kidney disease in Taiwan, and many people choose not to take it because they are worried that Western medicine will damage their kidneys. Dr. Hung Wing-chung, a nephrologist, pointed out that a 70-year-old woman had been diagnosed with diabetes for only 5 years, and her kidney function had deteriorated to stage 4 because she did not take medication regularly and relied on health food. After stopping the health supplements and taking Western medicine regularly, the woman's kidney function rebounded to stage 3 within 3 months. Dr. Hung reminds patients with chronic kidney disease to carefully choose health products to avoid damaging kidney function, and stresses the need to use drugs and products that specifically protect the kidney. News highlights Ukraine and the United States reached an agreement in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, on the 11th, in which Ukraine agreed to accept the 30-day ceasefire plan proposed by the United States, and hoped that Russia would also agree to open peace talks. At the same time, the United States resumed intelligence sharing and security assistance to Ukraine. U.S. Secretary of State Rubio said that the agreement aims to end the conflict in a lasting way and safeguard Ukraine's interests. Yermak, head of the Office of the President of Ukraine, stressed that the Ukrainian side is committed to achieving a just peace. Russia's response is still unclear and will be key to subsequent developments. News highlights the mainland spouse surnamed Liu used the community Yaya to advocate military reunification in Taiwan, and the Immigration Department revoked his residence permit for relatives. She once preached power in the film and instilled in her children the idea of recovering Taiwan. Anti-communist internet celebrity Bajiang admitted to reporting this person, and stressed that her statements in Taiwan in support of China's reunification threatened Taiwan's security. The Directorate of Immigration stressed that while freedom of expression is respected, such speech has affected social stability and is dealt with in accordance with the law. Netizens reacted strongly to this punishment and supported the revocation of his residence permit. News highlights the price of bananas has soared in recent days, and the price of bananas has been sold for more than 100 yuan per caddy in the northern market, triggering criticism from Kuomintang legislator Wang Hongwei as like encountering fraud. Bianong explained that the main reason for the increase in prices was that Typhoon Kemi affected crop growth in October last year, resulting in low yields. According to the data, the price of bananas has increased by 2.6 times since October last year. Although the price has risen, Bianong stressed that the purchase price of bananas has been reasonable, and it is expected that the output will stabilize after May and June. Vegetable market vendors pointed out that bananas are tropical fruits, which cannot be solved by politicians alone, and that they should understand the production period and growing conditions. News highlights YouTuber crowd founders Andy and Jianing have gone their separate ways since their split in October 2024. Yesterday, Andy suddenly complained in a video, saying that he was cut off from financial aid, unable to log into the channel, and even removed from his directorship, and was required to sign an equity transfer and confidentiality agreement. He has appointed a lawyer to send a letter emphasizing that he only wants to recover the property he has received. Subsequently, he issued a statement saying that he cherished life, and fans were worried about his situation, which caused concern. At present, the other party has not responded. News highlights Hong Kong actress Wu Junru's father Xia Chunkai, real name Wu Jinquan, passed away on the 11th at the age of 93. Wu Junru posted old photos of his father on social media to mourn, which attracted the attention of netizens. Xia Chunkai stepped into the showbiz in 1953, worked as an actor and announcer, and hosted the live broadcast of Mark VI for 17 years, and was awarded the title of God of Wealth and Father of Mark VI. He participated in film and television works such as Nu Bao Qingtian and Family Affair 2009, which had a far-reaching impact. When the news broke, fans expressed their regret and condolences. News highlights Hwang Zijiao was sentenced to 8 months for possessing underage sexual images, and it was recently rumored that he intended to make a comeback, which triggered a backlash from netizens, and his wife Meng Zhengru hurriedly issued a statement denying it. Su Nailin and Zheng Qiuchen spoke out for Hwang Zijiao, but they set off controversy. Senior actor Zhang Yongzheng strongly supported Meng Zhengru, believing that she should not bear external pressure and calling for rational treatment. Zhao Shuhei, Zheng's Honggayan and other artists also expressed their support, emphasizing that the responsibility should be borne by the parties concerned, and the family should not be affected. News highlights: Andy, the founder of the YouTuber channel Crowd, accused Jianning's mother of taking control of the channel yesterday, 11, making his 10-year hard work and operation go to waste. Andy listed 8 allegations, including low salaries, dismissal from directorships, pressure on share transfers and opaque accounts, and questioned Jianning's mother for registering the Crowdweight trademark in her own name. According to people familiar with the matter, Jianning is preparing to respond, which may trigger a head-to-head confrontation, and so far Jianning has not responded. News highlights: South Korean actor Kim So-hyun was revealed to have dated the late actress Kim Se-ryan when she was 15 years old, and even involved in financial disputes, which led to the woman's desperation. In this regard, the agency gold medalist fully denied it, emphasizing that it would file a lawsuit against the YouTube channel Hengzi Research Institute. However, the channel then released intimate photos and text messages of Kim So-hyun and Kim Se-ran, which caused heated discussions on the Korean internet and even affected brand endorsements, and Dinto announced that he would suspend all endorsement trips. The brokerage company spoke out for the second time, only the position of the response remained unchanged, but the external doubts continued to ferment. News highlights: Huang Zijiao was sentenced for possession of juvenile sexual images and withdrew from the fluorescent screen, but it was rumored that he intended to make a comeback. Su Nailan and Zheng Qiuchen publicly supported and called for leaving a bite to eat, which caused public opinion. YouTuber DK said that rehabilitated people should have the opportunity to start over, but they should not return to the entertainment industry, emphasizing the social responsibility of public figures. DK criticized that the pro-pornography remarks may rationalize inappropriate behavior, and called on relevant people to speak cautiously. News highlights: YouTuber Tsai Aga and former employee Laura, Lim Puizhen, legal dispute continues, and recently made public the second enforcement process. At the time of the execution, friends said that Laura had moved away, but suspected of her shoes were found at the scene. When the police searched, the bathroom was locked and a cat meow was heard, and Laura showed up and said she was infected with influenza A. What's even more shocking is that the police found zombie smoke bombs on the bedside table, and Laura and her friends first denied it, and then changed their words to admit but emphasized that it is not mine, which made people dumbfounded. The incident is still in litigation, and the subsequent development has attracted much attention. News highlights: the late South Korean actress Kim Se-ryan took an intimate photo with Kim So-hyun before her death, and passed away on the other party's birthday. The self-media Hengzi Research Institute broke the news that the two had been involved in a financial dispute, pointing out that Kim So-hyun had borrowed 700 million won to Kim Se-ran, and asked for it to be returned after the breakup, causing the woman to collapse. Kim So-hyun's agency, Gold Medalist, denied all of them, stressing that legal action would be taken. Kim Se-ran's mother issued a statement hoping to save her daughter's reputation and made public her daughter's distress message to Kim So-hyun before her death. Gold Medalist responded today, 12th. The official position has not changed. News highlights: Jae-jo appeared on Weibo's hot search today, 11th, and it is rumored that he gambled in Macau and owed more than 1.03 billion yuan, about NT $4.6 billion. In this regard, Jewel Music issued a statement denying it, emphasizing that the rumor has nothing to do with Jae-jo, and asked everyone not to spread it. Jae-jo has been working mainly in Australia recently, spending time with his family, has not visited Macau for a long time, and his life is focused on work and family, and he has not been involved in the so-called gambling incident. News highlights: recently, some people have complained on the internet that the screen above the door of the Taipei MRT displays a marquee warning, so that passengers cannot clearly know the arrival station, causing inconvenience. This issue sparked heated discussions among netizens, with some saying that they couldn't see the name of the station outside clearly when they were crowded, and they couldn't hear the radio clearly, and even sat at the wrong station because of this. Some people suggested downloading the Taipei MRT Go app to use the drop-off reminder function, but this response was criticized as an official shirking responsibility, which made the respondents feel dissatisfied. News highlights: Wu Wengzhen, renamed Wu Xingxi, who debuted as the third runner-up of Miss Hong Kong in 1998, was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2022, and it was reported that the disease recurred and spread to the lymph glands last year. She had a feeling of waiting to die after chemotherapy, but chose to fight cancer with all her might and shared her anti-cancer diary. Recently, it was reported that she had a recurrent condition, was admitted to the hospital for treatment and had 1 liter of hydrocardium, which is malignant hydropericardium, which can cause compression on the heart. She actively fought cancer and shared the good news that the tumor in her left chest had shrunk and continued to face the pain with strength. News highlights: with the changing times, it seems that the craze for obtaining licenses is no longer as popular as it used to be. Many netizens pointed out in the discussion that licenses are no longer seen as a necessity to add points to resumes as they used to be, especially in the technology industry and some workplaces, where the importance of licenses is gradually diminishing. Many people believe that tens of millions of licenses are not as good as their parents' real estate, and say that the national examination or even the license of a private institution may not really increase the competitiveness of the workplace. However, technical jobs still require a license, which is still important for starting a business or in certain areas of expertise. News highlights: a Chinese spouse, a woman surnamed Lu, has attracted attention by promoting United Front rhetoric on TikTok, YouTube, and other platforms. Her films have repeatedly advocated cross-strait reunification, and even made her family members shout in front of the camera in support of military reunification. This act violated the regulations on cross-strait people's relations, and Taiwan's Immigration Bureau decided to revoke her residence permit and deport her. Internet celebrity Bajian publicly stated that he had reported Lu Nu 2 years ago, and strongly refuted her remarks, pointing out that Lu Nu held a Taiwanese identity but promoted the reunification of the CCP and endangered the Republic of China. News highlights today, 12th, when the Legislative Yuan was handling the General Budget Review Bill, the Kuomintang caucus summoned Fu Kunking and asked the members in the audience to stop the video. He pointed out that the National Assembly has already broadcast live broadcasts, and in order to prevent the editing of the Internet Army, he asked Han Kuo-yu, the President of the Legislative Council, to ask other members to stop recording. The move sparked discontent among the Green Committee, who argued that Parliament should be in public and questioned why it could not be filmed. Some DPP legislators retorted, mentioning that other legislators had also live-streamed the questioning process in the past, and questioned Fu Kunking's approach. Subsequently, there was a verbal dispute between the Blue and Green legislators, and netizens also expressed strong opinions on the matter. News highlights: TSMC's leadership in the global semiconductor industry has raised concerns about Taiwan's industrial concentration, and some people are worried that it may fall into Dutch disease. However, Xie Jinhe, chairman of Cakes and Media, pointed out that Taiwan's information and communication industry is still growing, and its export intensity remains high, and it has not lost its competitiveness due to the excessive concentration of a single industry. He believes that Taiwan should focus on high-tech fields and seek breakthroughs, rather than simply worrying about the impact of Dutch disease. News highlights: Taichung City Councilor Zhang Zhaokuo accused Land Councilor Luo Tinggui of holding an urgent meeting and scolding indiscriminately because his assistant was dissatisfied with the service of the National Taiwan University Hospital, which sparked controversy. Luo Tinggui refuted the allegations, emphasizing that the meeting time was required by the National Health Administration, and made public the transcript of the conversation to refute the accusation of playing official power. Taiwanese pediatricians broke the news by name in the community, saying that there was an assistant dispute behind the incident, and criticized politicians for using children to exercise official authority, accusing Luo Tinggui of misconduct. News highlights: with the influence of the front on Thursday, 13th, the weather in Taiwan will become unstable, with a chance of heavy rain in the western half and a slight drop in temperature. The real cold air will hit on Sunday, 16th, and the strong continental cold air mass will bring significant cooling, and it will continue until next Tuesday or Wednesday. This wave of cold air has 3 characteristics: rapid cooling, long duration, and strong intensity. The meteorological department reminds that the high temperature during the day is 26 to 31 degrees, and the temperature drops at night, so you need to pay attention to the temperature difference between day and night, carry rain gear and add clothes in a timely manner. News highlights: Japanese actress Saki Shirakami debuted with a pure smile and beautiful girl temperament, and quickly attracted the attention of a large number of fans. To celebrate the first anniversary of her debut, she recently shared a series of spicy photos of swimsuits on the internet, showing bright red swimsuits and perfect figures, which attracted enthusiastic responses from fans. Shirakami also revealed that most of these swimsuit photos were taken by fans at the photo session, and thanked the Taiwanese media for their attention. Her sweet looks and sexy swimsuit photos have fans raving about celebrating her debut anniversary. News highlights: the Chinese spouse Lu, surnamed Lu Yaya, publicly expressed her support for cross-strait reunification and advocated military reunification on social platforms, and said that Taiwan is an inseparable part of China, which aroused social concern and discussion. The Immigration Department of the Ministry of the Interior said that based on his words and actions, his residence permit for relatives has been revoked in accordance with the law and will be prohibited from applying for it again for 5 years. Internet celebrity Bajian publicly said that it was he who reported Yaya to the Immigration Bureau, and questioned her for using her Taiwanese identity to spread United Front remarks, posing a threat to Taiwanese society, which sparked heated discussions. News highlights: recently, it was rumored on Weibo that a super first-line male star owed a huge debt of NT $4.6 billion in Macau, and implicated many well-known male stars, including Jay Chou. In the face of the rumors, Jay Chou's agency Jewel issued a statement to clarify, emphasizing that it has nothing to do with Jay Chou. Friend Lu Genghong also posted on Weibo to help clarify and share photos of Jay Chou in Australia to refute these rumors. Jay Chou recently focused on the production of a new album in Australia and did not travel to Macau. Such rumors have been circulating for years and do not correspond to the facts. News highlights: Andy, a member of the internet celebrity channel Crowd, recently revealed that after breaking up with Jianing, 10 years of hard work was deprived by Jianing's family, the company's rights and interests were cleared, and he had nothing. CAIAGA also supported on social platforms, sharing that he had been defrauded of money by his former assistant Laura, and criticized the bad guys for living well, which attracted the attention of netizens. News highlights: after South Korean actress Kim Se-ryan displayed her body at home, the turmoil continued to ferment. Kim Se-ryan's aunt broke the news that Kim Se-ryan was dating Kim So-hyun when he was 15 years old, and made public Kim So-hyun and Kim Se-ryan's kissing photos and distress text messages, accusing Kim So-hyun of being in love. Kim So-hyun's endorsement brand Too Lagers is also suspected of being cut, tearing off the promotional poster with his photo, and causing netizens to boycott and ask Kim So-hyun to quit the entertainment industry. Mr. Kim's agency has yet to issue an official response. News highlights: Kuomintang legislator Luo Ting-gui was exposed to playing official power, calling the Director of the National Health Administration, the Director of the Health Insurance Administration, and the senior management of the hospital to the office to scold him, and caused embarrassment to the medical community because the assistant misjudged the situation. The chief physician of pediatrics at National Taiwan University revealed the truth of the incident on social platforms, criticized Luo Ting-gui for exercising official authority as a politician, and emphasized that he inappropriately asked the hospital to provide additional screening services, describing him as a politician with an extremely disgusting face. Luo Ting-gui denied the accusations, emphasizing that it had nothing to do with National Taiwan University Hospital. News highlights: ASUS recognized 5.351 billion yuan of bad debts in the fourth quarter of last year due to the delay in the payment of accounts receivable by Indian server customers, resulting in a sharp drop of 87% in single quarter profits. The revenue for the fourth quarter was 141.426 billion yuan, the gross profit margin was 16%, and the net profit per share was only 2.2 yuan. The annual revenue increased by 22%, but the stock price fell sharply due to poor financial reports, and the opening fell below 600 yuan on the 12th, a decline of more than 8%. ASUS has pledged to aggressively pursue its debts and plans to distribute a cash dividend of $34 per share, representing a yield of approximately 5.2%. News highlights: Uber has officially terminated its acquisition of Delivery Hero's Foodpanda business in Taiwan and is required to pay a termination fee of approximately $250 million. The Taiwan Fair Trade Commission rejected the case in December, and Uber was disappointed but respectful of the ruling and would not appeal. Uber shares fell 3.3% on the news. Uber said it remains committed to the Taiwan market and will continue to serve local consumers and partners in innovative ways. The deal, which was originally planned to close for $950 million, would be one of the largest mergers and acquisitions in Taiwan. News highlights: the White House confirmed that there will be no exceptions or exemptions for the 25% tariff on steel and aluminum imports from March 12. Despite earlier threats to raise tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum to 50%, Trump decided to withdraw the threat after Ontario Premier Ford consulted with the U.S. Secretary of Commerce. Trump downplayed the impact of the market plunge and emphasized that tariffs could encourage companies to return to the United States. If Canada does not lift tariffs on the United States, Trump plans to significantly increase tariffs on auto components on April 2. This series of policies has raised concerns about the stagnation of the U.S. economy. News highlights: Trump recently chose a red Tesla Model S in the south of the White House as a support for Tesla CEO Elon Musk. He said he would pay for the car in full and called Musk a patriot who was treated unfairly for cutting government spending. Trump also characterized the violence against Tesla stores as domestic terrorism. The move attracted attention, and Tesla's stock price rebounded after a sharp drop the day before. The Wall Street Journal commented that Trump's choice reveals the contradictions and reversals in Washington. News highlights: in 2024, the overtaxation will hit a new high, and the Kuomintang caucus proposed the special regulations on the sharing of cash by the whole people, advocating the universal distribution of 10,000 yuan in cash, but this proposal is still under review and has not yet been determined. The Fact-Checking Center pointed out that the $10,000 cash distribution by June at the latest circulating on the internet was incorrect information. The draft was passed on the first reading on March 7 and submitted to the committee for review, and the Finance Committee mentioned in a public hearing on the 10th that if the bill is passed, cash can be disbursed in August or September at the earliest. News highlights: recently, a man in northern China was infected with the hantavirus and developed symptoms such as fever, headache, and diarrhea, and was later hospitalized with acute kidney failure. Hantavirus is mainly transmitted by contact with or inhalation of viral particles in mouse feces and urine, and may cause severe lung failure or kidney failure after infection. Doctors remind that rodent prevention and environmental hygiene are very important, and if symptoms are found, they should seek medical attention as soon as possible to avoid misdiagnosis. News highlights: after internet celebrity Andy and Jianing broke up last year, the relationship between the two deteriorated. Andy publicly accused his ex-girlfriend and his mother of many misdeeds on the community, including unfair equity distribution, fixed salary, inability to audit accounts, loss of control of the company, etc., and said that his 10 years of hard work were erased. Subsequently, Andy issued a statement to cherish life, emphasizing that he would not harm himself, and clarified that if an accident occurs, it will be involuntary, which worries fans. Netizens speculated whether he was threatened and expressed their support for him. News highlights artist Huang Zijiao was sentenced to 8 months in prison for possessing indecent videos of minors, and was recently photographed traveling with his family, causing dissatisfaction among netizens. Senior hosts Su Nailan and Zheng Qiuchen defended Huang Zijiao on the 11th, calling for leaving a bite to eat, and believed that Huang Zijiao should be given a chance to make a comeback. Lawyer Lin Heekan suggested that the two fined Huang Zijiao to endorse the side business, and criticized his speech as unrealistic. Netizens responded to criticize Huang Zijiao's behavior and questioned whether the two hosts really supported it. News highlights Kim Sa-Ryan chose to commit suicide on Kim So-hyun's birthday, and begged Kim So-hyun for help before his death, begging the other party not to ask her to repay 700 million won. The woman's aunt broke the news that Kim So-hyun had been dating Kim Se-ron for 6 years, and asked her to repay 700 million in compensation after the breakup, which may have become the trigger for Kim Se-ron's suicide. Kim So-hyun's agency vehemently denied the incident, accusing the rumors of hurting the artist's reputation. As a result, the number of Kim So-hyun's fans has dropped significantly, and some netizens have expressed their disappointment with him and publicly lost their fans. News highlights Uber has decided to terminate the acquisition of Foodpanda Taiwan and will pay $250 million, about NT $8.2 billion, to Foodpanda's parent company, Delivery Hero. The merger was rejected by the Taiwan Fair Trade Commission late last year because the merger could monopolize the market, reduce competition, and raise prices. The FTC pointed out that the merger of the two platforms will have a market share of more than 90%, which will lead to higher consumer prices and limit competition, which in turn will affect market dynamics. Despite the merger, Uber will still make a $300 million IPO subscription. News highlights Taipei Mayor Chang Wan-an announced the promotion of the policy of fresh milk. Starting from April, the city's primary and kindergarten students can exchange for a bottle of domestic dairy or soy milk per week, and the annual funding is expected to be about NT $184 million, which will be supported by the local Education Development Fund. Regarding the suspension of the Banbanyu fresh milk program promoted by the central government last year, Chang Wan-an criticized the central government's failure to continue to promote it, and stressed that Taipei City will continue to implement the policy to ensure that children are not disappointed and dairy farmers are not isolated. Zhou Rongta, the premier, said local governments should do the same and praised Mr. Jiang's approach. News highlights today, 12th, the Legislative Yuan will continue to report on the general budget and the review of the financial planning law, and will vote. In the process, DPP legislators Wu Saiyao, Chen Pu, and others took pictures with mobile phones, which aroused the dissatisfaction of the Blue Committee and the interrogation process fell into disputes. Kuomintang legislator Hsu Yuzhen questioned whether the meeting could be videotaped. Fu Kunking stressed that the parliament should avoid such video behavior, and accused the video as a tool of the Internet army, and Han Kuo-yu also expressed support, saying that the questioning should be respectful and not video. News highlights in 2024, Taiwan's over-levied tax revenue will reach 528.3 billion yuan, a record high, and the Kuomintang proposes to distribute 10,000 yuan in cash to the whole people. However, the news that 10,000 yuan in June circulated on the internet was verified to be false news. The fact-checking center pointed out that the KMT's draft special regulations on tax overtaxation and nation-sharing cash distribution are still under review, and it is not yet clear whether they will be passed. Chen Shuzi, controller of the Executive Yuan, said that if the special regulations are passed, it will take at least 3 months for the government to work. News highlights since March 10, the Highway Bureau has opened the online application for the online service for automobile and motorcycle stoppage for corporate vehicle owners, and the calculation and collection of automobile fuel use fees and license plate taxes can be suspended. The owner of the vehicle needs to submit an application for suspension of driving on the supervision service network and pay the fee, and send the license plate and license to the supervision office within 10 days to complete the registration. After completing the suspension registration, the vehicle is not allowed to drive on the road or parked, and the offender will face a fine of 3,600 yuan to 10,800 yuan and the vehicle will be transferred. This service can save people time in over-the-counter processing, and about 200,000 applications have been provided. News highlights South Korean actor Kim So-hyun is currently facing a blockbuster revelation from YTR's Hengzi Research Institute, accusing him of starting a relationship with the late actress Kim Sa-ryan when Kim Se-ron was 15 years old, and after the breakup, he asked Kim Sa-ryan to repay 700 million in compensation, and even forced Kim Se-ron to go to a dead end. Kim Sa-ron's family was unhappy with this and released more evidence, including underage photos of Kim So-hyun kissing Kim Sa-ryan and a text message for Kim Sa-ryan asking for help before his death. Kim So-hyun's agency completely denied the revelations and emphasized that it would file a lawsuit, but its attitude gradually lowered its profile, and said that it would sort out its position before releasing it. At the same time, Kim So-hyun's support club also announced that it would lose its fans, and supporters with 460,000 fans said, "The actor I once admired, goodbye," which sparked heated discussions on the internet and among fans. News highlights: Andy, an internet celebrity heavyweight, accused his ex-girlfriend Jianing and his mother of controlling the company, and demanded that he resign from his directorship, transfer his equity, and only receive a salary of 50,000 yuan a month. Andy said that after 10 years of running the channel, control was lost overnight, the trademark was registered, and the finances were not transparent. The Jianing brokerage team responded that this is not the case and is ready to fight back, and will issue an official statement. News highlights: Liu Yaya, a mainland Chinese celebrity on the YouTube channel Yaya in Taiwan, was revoked by the Immigration Department for repeatedly uploading remarks in support of military reunification of Taiwan, violating the regulations on cross-strait people-to-people relations, and prohibiting him from applying for residence with relatives for 5 years. Internet celebrity Bajian publicly said that he had reported Liu Yaya's behavior, and criticized her for filming a film promoting Taiwan's return to China, singing Communist Party red songs, and daring to criticize Taiwan's freedom of speech. News highlights: Kim So-hyun was recently revealed to have had an intimate relationship with the late actress Kim Se-ron, and exposed a number of kisses and intimate photos, which caused a lot of excitement on the Korean internet. On the morning of the 12th, new photos came out again, showing him approaching Kim Se-ron with his eyes closed and pouting, presumably taken when he was a minor. Kim So-hyun's agency vehemently denied the allegations and said it would take legal action against the false news. News highlights: there will be 2 fronts this week, and a strong cold air mass is expected to hit Taiwan on Sunday. The low temperature may drop below 10 degrees on Tuesday, challenging the cold snap and alerting the public to the changing weather. The spring rain front from Thursday to Friday, 13 to 14, will bring rain and may affect the central and northern regions. From Saturday to Sunday, 15 to 16, the cold air mass will bring significant cooling, especially on Sunday. A strong cold air mass will arrive from next Monday, and the temperature will drop across Taiwan, so you need to take warm measures and pay attention to weather updates. News highlights: after the former YouTube group Crowdweight Jianing and Andy announced their split in October 2024, Andy listed 8 major accusations in yesterday's video, accusing Jianing and his mother, Ms. Zheng, of controlling the company's shares, demanding that he quit his directorships and hand over the shares. Jianing's IG was bombarded by fans, asking her to respond, but she has not spoken out publicly. According to people familiar with the matter, Jianing and the brokerage team are understanding the actual situation and preparing to fight back, emphasizing that this is not the case. News highlights: in May 2023, there was a violent incident in the emergency room of Nia Hosanjun General Hospital, where patient Zhang Nan was dissatisfied with neurologist Yan Shangai's refusal to prescribe a PAP scale, and punched and swore at the doctor, causing head and facial injuries to the doctor. After the doctor filed a complaint, the court sentenced Zhang Nan to 5 months in prison and a fine. The doctor also filed a civil lawsuit demanding 1 million yuan in spiritual solace, and finally the High Court sentenced Zhang Nan to compensate the doctor for injury of 70,000 yuan and insult of 30,000 yuan, and the whole case was determined. News highlights: Andy, an internet celebrity heavyweight, released a video on the evening of the 11th, accusing his ex-girlfriend Jianing and his mother of 8 major crimes, accusing them of controlling the company's equity, asking him to resign as a director and transfer equity, and exposing problems such as the 10-year-old channel being cut. Andy says he just wants to clear the accounts and fight for his hard-earned money. Jianing has not yet responded publicly, and people familiar with the matter revealed that she is ready to fight back and will make a formal statement. News highlights: the marriage between Soda Green bass player Xinyi and Golden Song recorder Shan Weiming experienced twists and turns, and they officially divorced yesterday, 10th, ending their 7-year relationship as husband and wife. It is reported that the relationship between the two broke down due to money problems and the deterioration of the man's physical and mental condition. Although there have been rumors of marriage changes before, the two were still separating at that time. Directly attacking the divorce process, the two did not say much when they went through the formalities at the Household Affairs Office, and Xinyi smiled after the end, as if she had let go of her heavy burden. News highlights: internet celebrity Crowdweight Andy and Jianing announced their breakup in October last year, but on the 11th, Andy released a video "I Have Nothing" after the breakup, making 8 major accusations against Jianing's family, and revealing trademark issues and equity transfer disputes. 5 years ago, Intellectual Property Walk questioned why the trademark applicant was not in the name of the company, but someone else. Andy expressed in the video that he had worked hard to run the channel for 10 years, and after the breakup, he was required to sign a confidentiality contract, transfer equity, etc., emphasizing that he was treated as a tool. News highlights: former NBA player Junior Bridgman passed away today at the age of 71. After retiring from the NBA, he successfully invested in Wendy's Burgers, Chili's and other brands, worth $1.4 billion, about NT $46 billion. During an interview, Bridgman suffered a heart attack and died after being taken to the hospital. He was drafted by the Lakers in 1975 and played for the Bucks and Clippers, averaging 13.6 points per game in his career. NBA President Silva expressed deep sorrow, calling him a great entrepreneur and business leader. News highlights: in the clash of the Taipei MRT last night, a British man made a loud noise in the carriage and verbally intimidated the man surnamed Cai, who dissuaded him, and even knocked off his hat. The incident was witnessed and reported to the police, and the police sent a letter to the police for investigation on suspicion of intimidation. The British man, a teacher at Kiwi American Language School, issued a statement saying that it deeply regretted the incident, and had suspended the employee in accordance with the law, and would terminate the employment relationship in accordance with the law and contract. News highlights: South Korean actor Kim So-hyun was recently exposed by the media Hengzi Research Institute, saying that he had been in a relationship with the late actor Kim Se-ryan for 6 years, which attracted social attention. In response, gold medalist, the agency to which Kim So-hyun belongs, denied the accusations and stated that it would take legal action. Yesterday, the channel once again exposed suspected intimate photos and Kim Se-ryan's message for help, and said that Kim So-hyun's behavior was the root of Kim Se-ryan's predicament. Kim So-hyun stressed that these claims are false facts and has planned a legal response. The relevant endorsement brand also announced that it would suspend its cooperation with Kim So-hyun. News highlights: there was an incident of helping to park under the influence of alcohol in Taipei's Eastern District. On the 9th, a male college student and a female friend met to sing, and the female driver encountered difficulties when parking, and the male college student volunteered to help, but could not park in the vacant seat. After the passing patrol police noticed the abnormality, the male college student admitted that he had drunk 2 bottles of beer, and the alcohol test value exceeded the standard, and he was found to be suspected of public danger on the spot. The police stressed that no matter what the situation is after drinking, you can't leave anything to chance, so the male college student will not only be fined, but will also be sent to the court in accordance with the law.